Hi, this is Cheryl Hazard. So, I've had pretty bad health myself lately. Struggling to breathe, a lack of energy, food intolerances. I get sick a lot. I'm sensitive to heat and cold. And I get hemiplegic migraines. And I reflected a lot on what are the conditions that can cause a person to have bad health. What is it that creates the optimum conditions for disease or illness? And I thought that I would touch on this topic. So, some of the things that I wrote down when I was reflecting on this were there's a leaky gut and poor digestion. And that means that the gut lining has holes in it and nutrients are absorbed through the bloodstream and they don't get thoroughly digested. And that can cause a lack of energy, things connected to the food intolerances. Like in my case, if I consume casein or gluten and I don't take DP4 enzymes, I end up the queen of the Kleenex box. That might be a case of an example of a food intolerance reaction. Or I could get constipated or I get the opposite reaction and you're probably thinking, ew. And yeah, that's kind of ew. I get that. I hear you. Um, but so I might need digestive enzymes to take with my food. And that and also poor digestion and leaky gut can contribute to a bunch of nutrient deficiencies. So, say for example, a person is deficient in zinc. Well, then they've got a problem because zinc creates the DP4 enzymes which digest the casein and gluten and helps repair leaky gut. So that might be a case in point of two things that may go together. And so correcting the leaky gut, for example, or taking, hydrochloric acid can increase digestion and absorption of nutrients. So that may be needed first. And then, something like taking more zinc. So you pack like a double punch. And then, say, taking care of nutrient deficiencies, many of them zinc, iron, potassium, magnesium, CoQ10, for example, iron, iodine, vitamin C, the B vitamins. It can correct a whole bunch of the rest of the problems, which I'm about to address. So a person can have autoimmune problems, and if they're deficient in vitamin D can help with autoimmunity and helping to fight off infections, and infections can be another cause of your body not being in the greatest condition or feeling not very good. And there is autoimmunity and there's the infections that I mentioned. And then there's mitochondrial dysfunction. And things like not having magnesium or vitamin B2 can cause mitochondrial dysfunction or a lack of glutathione because there aren't antioxidants to protect the mitochondria from being damaged. Um, so like glycine can help produce the glutathione, and that's found in gelatin, and that's also another good one for the leaky gut and improving digestion as well. So improving the nutrient deficiencies can improve a whole host of problems. Um, but I think those are some of the factors, and then you can have like a wrong pH, like the body's too acidic, and apple cider vinegar can help with improving the pH and stuff. Although, if there is an excess of hydrochloric acid, maybe that might be a bit much. So, one would have to check and see how they're doing with that. But, I think those are some of the things that cause huge health problems. Like mitochondrial dysfunction, it can cause problems because that's the energy factory in the cells. And your organs and glands are all made up of cells, millions of cells. And if they're not working right, then you're not feeling very good. And you want to have the energy to go have a life and go kick butt at life too. not just a little bit of kicking butt at life. You want to have the energy to really kick butt at life. So, if your health isn't good, these might be some things to look at as what factors can you change around to do that. And if you tackle from, I think if you really have serious health problems, I'd say maybe start with the digestive system and work your way into the nutrient deficiencies and get your bases covered. And the odds that you're going to tackle the rest of those issues that could potentially show up go way up. So, I'd say maybe look there and start work your way in. And if you really have questions, well, talk to a doctor. There's always that. Um, but anyway, I hope that, when you're looking at your health and evaluating factors that can affect it, that maybe it could be one or two of these, it could be all of them. But, if you work from the digestion and improving the nutrient deficiencies, I think it goes a long way.